Record. Sure. Okay, let's see if it's going to do what it's going to do. What it do. It's setting. I think you guys can hear us. So hi, I think you can hear us. It's JSP Spotlights. It's still setting up. I think they can hear us. I'm a pre before it comes up to me. Welcome to the show. We're back. Our first show of the year, Frank.
We did it. We made it in 2025.
God, barely. We're both from Los Angeles. We could both be burnt to crisps, but we're here.
Yeah.
Cheese and crackers. Like, what a year already. And TikTok is back already, kids. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, TikTok is back. It came back on during my Y&R show. It was kind of funny.
From what I heard, it was people protesting for not being able to see your bread TikTok. So,
Oh my God, Tammy said the same thing. um, it's crazy. We're back. We're here. It's about General Hospital. We have a lot to talk about, and a lot of it good.
Yeah.
I will say General Hospital is leaps and bounds ahead of what it once was. But first, before we do that, I got church announcements. You know that. I did Y&R and Bold the Beautiful with the beautiful, vivacious, ethereal Tammy Govea. That's out now, audio and video. They're both are out. You can check them out. They're out. They're out. They're out like me. I'm out too. They're out. So you can check those out wherever you find your fine products and all that kind of stuff. They're there. And then Tony Moore, my chocolate twin. We'll be talking about Days of Our Lives. After this at 3 p.m., I'll be doing that. And you can talk to him about that. And I'm sorry, somebody text me at the same time. And so here we talk about that on Audition Days. Check that out. Make sure you get out. The 10-year anniversary of the show is a month from now. So stay tuned for details. But Tammy Govea and I will be back.
Woo!
So yes, it's gonna be a trip. Doing that. So I'm very excited, Frank. Very excited. We'll be back. There's some plans happening and all kinds of stuff. So just stay tuned for that. It's exciting. I would not be here if it wasn't for Tony Moore. And Frank would not be here if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for Tony Moore. So we are happy about that. So that'll be next month.
So he's my granddad. It's like he's my granddad.
He's your granddaddy, and he is your granddaddy because I'm your dad. You know that already. Yeah, he's your grand. I would say he's your grandfather. He was because he was before. Yeah, because I was and I was a recast. I know I wasn't even the original person. I was a recast, so I know how that feels to be a recast. So that'll be next week, so next month. So keep in mind in that. Also, I put out a daytime today about the Gates. Beyond the Gates was on CBS this morning. A show I love. The show I love CBS this morning. They did a whole about 8-minute segment on the show. You can see it on their channel on YouTube for free, and it's good. I was telling Frank off camera, it looks good, folks. That first trailer looked that good to me. Seeing it, and they went on set. It looks good. It looks good. It looks great. So I say check it out, see what you think. And it's a black family, but it's about everybody. They want everyone to watch it. And Frank and I were saying this before on the show. We just want good soap. That's what we want. Yeah. I don't care who's it. They can be purple. They can be orange. I don't care who they are. Give us good soap. You can check out my episode, Frank. So you haven't seen it yet. So any thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, it would be great to have another great show in the daytime for sure.
Yes.
And just to see where I'm excited to see what the show does differently. I mean, just what they've learned from the genre of soaps and how they want to kind of just change it or tweak it and present it in as a fresh platform launching in 2025. Yeah, so I will be jazzed to see that. I mean, you want enough that it feels comfortable, but I also want to need some bits of newness in there to get me excited, to feel like they're not, much like you're like a late night talk show. It's like, oh, everybody does the desk and the seats for the guests, and so it's like anybody that kind of switches that up, you're always like, oh, all right, you're trying at least some little something different. Let's see. I mean, certainly enough, the audience lets you know if they're on board with that. if they're liking what you're doing, or if they're like, no, 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 we want you more back in the traditional lane. We like our meat and potatoes type stuff of soaps.
Yes, I'm with Frank completely. I want to see some new stuff. I mean, I know there's, and I know you can only do so many different things. I mean, it's like all soaps, all shows are the same 5 or 7 premises, obviously, but there are different twists you can do to them. That's the thing, and presentation. That's the thing. So that's kind of that's what I'm excited about. But you can check out my video on that here on this channel.
I would say
Or
last the most important thing I'd be interested in is just their pace.
oh, you and I always talk about that.
How they handle
Woo!
that. If they slow burn, ugh. But if they can keep, if they get that nice mix of slow burning a couple things, but just putting the pedal to the metal and some other stuff and not afraid to churn through story, I will be very pleased.
Yeah, I don't know. You and I, we'll be watching the pacing. Watching the pacing. You and I always do. Hi, everybody. I quit Quita on Quebec. Beauty for Ashes, Rodelli, Sandra, Annie, your girl. Beauty for Ashes here.
Hey.
Everybody, thanks for everybody's coming in. Come on in. The water's fine. Um, okay. Also, take time to I have my list of stuff. I'll make sure I mention everything. I am doing a Zoom next Saturday, from 12 to 3 Pacific Standard Time. So that's 3 to 6 Eastern. Yeah, 3 to 6 Eastern. Figure out the central yourself. But either way, it's from 12 is on Pacific, 3 it starts 3 Eastern. I'm calling it a super mental health Zoom. All proceeds will benefit the displaced folks from Los Angeles. Frank and I are doing okay. Stuff's starting to die down a bit. We have some wins coming, but it's not like they were before. And I personally have seen such wonderful, wonderful uh, people coming together in LA. They have plenty of stuff in terms of physical stuff. So what I would do is I've been getting gift cards. So people have been giving, I've been getting gift cards like gas cards, laundromat cards, Uber Eats like that, and giving them to people because that's what they need also. Staying in
Mhm.
hotels can be expensive after a while. That hotel food is expensive. So they can order food from like one of my cousins likes Panda Express. I got her a gift card at Panda Express. Things like that. So it's just it's I've been doing that part because they actually have physical stuff right now. They said right now let's take a break on that. So LA's been coming together. Also the animals, everything. So Frank and I say you've been asking. Frank and I are doing fine. Frank, you're doing fine, right? We're doing fine.
We're doing fine. We're doing fine. Yeah, I think both of us very fortunate to be in locations that could be fire adjacent, but in nowhere near in any danger.
Yeah, we're both very very fortunate. I'm still cleaning up ash from my yard. That's the only thing that's still kind of crazy, but we're working it out. So that Zoom is next Saturday. That's underneath this video is the ways you can pay for it. If you can't make the Zoom, you can always do a donation. There's still the ways you can pay for it. Thank you for the folks who have so far. It's been a wonderful week of giving. So thank you. And we know many of the stars have lost their homes, including GH stars like Cameron Matheson lost his home, and who plays Drew. So it's been a trip. It's been a trip. I've been in touch with Eric Braden. I've been talking to him. He lost his home. Ricky Lake lost her home. I know somebody who knows her. She lost her home. If you follow them, you see the footage of them. Their last moments. It's really, ooh, it's a trip. So I'm gonna make sure I mention that. But thank you everybody for your concern. Also, Sean Kanan. On another note, Sean Kanan has a hot sauce, Bad Boy hot sauce.
Yeah.
And if you're in Las Vegas right now, hey, we got to do what we got to do, right? If you are in Las Vegas, he is there right now at the Food and Beverage something summit somewhere. You can go to his page and find out. You can go meet him and taste his hot sauce. He's gonna give me some samples when he comes back. He goes, I have a sample packet for you. So I gotta try him, Frank. I don't know.
I mean, a good hot sauce is great. So,
I
uh,
agree.
yeah, you know, always down for somebody who thinks they can bring something new to that corner of the market.
I know. I was like, what would you do? What would you do if we could create something?
And it was some. Are we talking hot sauces or are we talking just in general?
Anything, any kind of food product.
Oh, I feel like cereal.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I love myself some cereal, so
Why?
I can't let the Kelsey brothers just have the corner on that market. So
Yes, they did. I love cereal too. I love cereal too. That's a good one. Cereal. I like that. So anyway, so it has been very serious. So people have been coming together. So make sure I say that. Also, we lost a matriarch of our show. And Frank and I have been talking about her for the last, I mean, it's been like the last like 6 months, but now it's actually serious. Leslie Charleston has passed away. The longest running current cast member of General Hospital since 1977. Even my mom was like, I know who she is. Like I mean, the whole Alan, Monica, Rick Weber stuff back in the 70s, the 80s. I mean, it's like she is a powerhouse. And many are saying her and Stuart Damon are reunited in heaven. I think that's a fun thought. But yeah, she's passed. So and they've been mentioning Monica's health this week.
Yeah. Ugh, man, it's James and I certainly have talked plenty about this, outside of this, uh, and I know fans are very split on their feelings about that. But for me, I would love the show to honor Leslie, but man, Monica, I would recast Monica. She's just too important. And if they were going to write her out as they kind of seem to perhaps be doing right now, what a way to go, because it's just a very kind of just going out with a whimper, not a bang kind of thing, where she's like, oh, she's up at her, she doesn't want to come out of her room. She's, after she fell and she's so distraught. And so it's just like, that's how we would just say goodbye to Monica like that. No, no, I would recast her. There's just so to be able to see some scenes of her sparring against Tracey, to see her, with scenes with Drew and Jason, and trying to just corral her sons and figure out what's going on. And as much as we love the Tracey and Jason scenes this week, how much better would it have been if it had been actually be able to have been Monica and Jason for that? Uh, you know, I mean, a great substitute, absolutely, but it's just like that. Those are the scenes you want Monica for. Uh, Let alone all the stuff that's happening at the hospital now that we're kind of kicking into a hospital kind of murder mystery, and the hunt for Cyrus. Just to have Monica in the mix of that, there's too many things that that character could still offer. That while it's a shame that Leslie would not be able to do it, I still think the show honors her and everything she's done for that character in the show over the years. But recast the character.
So in the chat that comes up, East Coaster, we have had this talk, Frank and I. We did a poll. Majority of poll was like, no, don't recast it. But then when I mentioned these actresses, okay, so you guys in the chat were like, what actress? I said Erica Slezak, who played Vicky. I think could be a good one. Oh, Michelle, yes, Frank, completely right about Monica. I agree with you, Monica. I said Erica Slezak. Someone brought up Leslie Ann Down, who was Jackie Maroney on Bold and Beautiful. I can see that also. There was one other, I forgot her name. There was one other person they brought. I was like, Susan Flannery, who was, and they said that too. And they agree with you, Frank. So this chat's agreeing with us actually about the recast. The last chat didn't. It's so funny. So it's I think, but I think now she is dead in real life. So I think now it's a different story. Now it's real for us that it's just like, it's real. So I'm with Frank. I think she recast it. You can still honor Leslie. You can still honor her the whole 9 yards. But let's get somebody in there. So you agree with me, Erica Slade? I know that's what people do. When I said that, people's ears perked when I said that. Erica could do. I think she could do the job. You have to get a good actress in there.
Yeah, and there are phenomenal actresses of an elder age that could absolutely crush this role.
Yes, I agree. Um, yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, it's like, but I know there's like, so I try to have compassion. I know there's heart in this. People really loved her, so I get that. Enjoy. You're right. Sounds good, but fans, they'll be brutal. Yes, they would, of course. But I'm with Frank. There's just so much story to tell. But then, of course, the other people they're saying now you can make Tracey the true matriarch.
Which is fine, but it is nice. It's the great thing about the quartermaker is, yes, there could be matriarchs, but there's also you want the push and pull. And for me, it's you know, in an absence, if the show, I will be fine if the show ultimately decides that Monica dies on the show and Tracy is the matriarch. But would I much more prefer to see Monica and Tracy still
Oh yeah,
mixing it up?
yeah, yeah.
Loving each other, but mixing it up when it counts, but coming together when it's most important. That's yes, I want to see more of that.
Well, you're mentioning Julia Barr, Brooke from Our
Oh,
Life. I know it's a good one,
yes,
right?
that's a yes.
That's a good. I didn't think about her. That's a good one. That's Julia East Coaster. That's a good one. They're saying Kim Zimmer.
Hmm.
These are all actresses that are literally, I mean, of that age, and who are great. But
Yeah,
Julia Barr, I didn't think about that. That's a
that's
good
nice.
choice
Yeah,
too.
that is.
That's a great choice. That's a real. That's a, I like that East Coaster. That's good. Yes, Kim Zimmer was a dynamo. Yeah. So it's kind of funny. They're agreeing with you this time. Susan Flannery, but yeah, no, Susan Flannery. She's retired from acting. So yeah, so I guess I know she's not doing it anymore.
And
Yeah,
again,
Monica House. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I mean, I compare it again as we talked about before to, Edward Quartermain. Because of health reasons, they recast it from David Engel, and then he passed. But I mean, not, John Engel retook but the originator of the role, he passed.
David Lewis, and
David
then he
Lewis,
passed.
and then John Engel comes in, and phenomenal as well. Both
Oh my
phenomenal
god!
actors in that role. But it just shows that, like, if the show had opted, think about how much you would have missed not
Yeah,
having
yeah,
Edward Quartermain and what John Engel did with that role when he
sure.
was
You're
young.
right. I mean, you're not. Well, it's the same with characters like Carly, recast how many times? AJ. I mean, there's certain parts you like. I'm glad they recast it. The Michaels, who's been
Mhm.
recasted and grows up. I mean, it's like you're kind of right. Kind of like, well, they do serve a purpose. And now they recast Molly and Christina. They did serve a purpose. They did serve a purpose recasting them. I mean, they didn't just
Yeah.
let them just go. Someone said Linda Dano, no, because Linda Dano was on there. She already plays a recognizable character on General Hospital. I wouldn't pick Linda Dano, but Juliette Mills, hadn't heard that name in a long time.
Mm,
It's a name from Passions and The Nanny and the Professor. When I was a kid, that was my show. But Annie, I know. I think I agree with Annie. They're trying to position Tracey as the next matriarch. I think, and the funny part we kept saying is, would it be funny if Monica actually gives the house to Tracey because she's like the last surviving of the big four. Then they can say it was Monica's house. Alan gave it to her, but she gave it to me. Like it could be a funny extra added line. So I mean, there's there is some cuteness that can happen if she does die. There is some fun stuff that can happen. But I think, but I'm with you. I've been with Frank the whole time on this. I want to recast the role. But let's just find a good one. Let's just find a good person to do it. So they mentioned her declining health. I know. No, I know. I'm saying the timing of that. They filmed like almost 6 weeks in advance. So maybe they knew something. Maybe they knew something. I don't know. So
mm.
I don't know. But yeah, but East Coast is saying Tracey needs a female nemesis. She does. Because right now they're making her and Stella friends.
Yeah.
That's that. Some roles can't be recast. They couldn't recast, Doug Williams on or Stefano DiMera. They couldn't recast those. Certain things certain people are just like that's done. But I think a Monica Quartermain can be recast. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it can be. Like we said with Bobby saying that we didn't need her recast. I just don't, there's just certain characters like, yeah, they're fine. They're legends as well, but like, they're fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but let's get into it. So let's get into that. So let's get into the whole thing. We'll start with Tracey. It was also Jane Elliott's birthday this week. Happy birthday to Miss Jane. Um, I feel like a little side note, say with Rick Hurst, give them whatever they want.
Yes.
Keep them on the show. I mean, like seriously, give them whatever they want. Jane Elliott is like she's like a national treasure. This. Oh my god, it's so funny. This is so. She's so good
She
that
is.
even Frank and I were talking after our Star Wars show about how good she was. Like this, like certain like And she's so good that I saw for the first time in a grillion years, a grillion, on the internet, of them praising Steve Burton's acting opposite her. And
Yes.
even Frank
Yes.
brought that up to me this week. I was like, so it turned Frank inside that, so let's just go there. Because at first it started out kind of weird, like, why is she has no say. But it turned into this wonderful like series of scenes, starting with, you got Sonny and Carly and Chase. I mean, there's all these wonderful things, all these series of scenes. Someone say Sonny and Jason, Carly. It just, I mean, a masterpiece. So Frank, I mean, where everybody says like preach. I know, I'm like, I'm just amazed by her. So Frank, I start something, I'll
Yeah.
join in. I'm like, it's
I
just
mean,
so good.
she's always been amazing, but there's just something about her return where she was on the canvas on a regular basis that, oh man, it is just, she just elevates every scene she's in. And it's just, you do not see a false note. She makes everybody that's in the scene with her just better. It is just phenomenal. And to see, I mean, it's always great to see Tracey go toe to toe against anybody. Like Sunny, she's got no fear against, speaking her mind to Sunny. Carly, to see her going at Carly. As much as I am not one to peruse some Twitter, I did on that day, and just seeing how people reacted to Tracey going at Carly. It's like, yeah, this has been years in the making. Just
But you're like me, Frank. I went on Twitter just like, let me see what the comments are. Like it was fun.
oh yes, and it's that scene with her and Jason. I was not expecting it at all. When he opted to not take the kids, I was like, whoa, whoa, what? This is the first time to see him choose Quartermain rather than
Yes,
Sonny and Carly.
yes,
Amazing.
yes. Um,
Because I was already in my head anticipating where this was going. Like, okay, Sonny says go get the kids. He's gonna do this, and he's yeah, and then we're just moving on. And when Tracey makes that last pitch to Jason, holy cow! There's just been something about those scenes with Tracey and Jason, not just this one, but the previous one too. Yes, where there is just this connection, and uh, it is allowing everybody to see other parts of Jason, which is phenomenal. Anything that breaks him out of just the cycle of just the Sunny and Carly stuff, and we get to see other parts of him, and having him back at the mansion. Holy cow! Oh, so good.
I'm with Frank completely. So what was so beautiful, which they both could submit it for their Emmy reels if they want to, was first of all the positioning. There's Sunny behind her over here. She kept going back and forth. So Sunny's over here, and you have Jason over here, and she literally was in the middle. And it was like, come on, Jason, get the kids. Come on, like just or like he always does. And you're thinking Jason was leading that direction, like to do what he wants. But when she turned to him and she puts her hands on his face, and there's a moment where he starts to tear up, and they look at each other. Sorry, Sonny, can't do it, or whatever he says. And
Yes.
I, literally, my jaw, had to pick up my jaw. I almost cried. I almost got a little teary eyed. I was like, what am I? Like I said, the history is so rich. That's why it's working. I agree with you. But I was just like, oh my God, he just chose the Quartermains. This is like 30 years in the making.
Yeah.
Really, like literally, it's like 30 years in the making. Like he's always chosen Sonny or other. But recently, you're right, recently, because of Sam's death, it's really starting it's really starting to hit him that family's important. when he turned down Sonny to run the business. That was another one.
Yes.
I was like, he turned down Sonny to run the
Yeah.
business.
I mean,
And I
when
was
you
like,
talk about exit strategy, like what Sonny was just like, "Oh, I am fine with giving you the business." He's like, "Well, no, 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 no. I don't want the business. We got to get an exit strategy and get out of this. I'm not doing this to Danny." Uh, which is great.
I know.
To backtrack a
You
second.
wanted growth. Remember, you wanted growth from
Yes.
Jason. You said that a long time ago. You said, I want a different Jason.
And I'm so glad. Like, give me more of this. I don't. Yes, he can still be in Sonny and Carly's orbit for sure, but there's got to be other sides to explore to Jason because I just can't see the same beats with them. I gotta see new stuff, and this has been great. This is so good. A way to kind of dabble your toe into the, for lack of a better word, the Jason Quartermain parts, but still he's still Jason Morgan. But you're still getting in just a little sprinkle of the Quartermain stuff into it, which is great. And to backtrack for a second, it is as much as I love those scenes to not just name check Monica, but to have had Monica there with Jason as he chooses Quartermain after their whole journey together. Oh man, that
I know.
even
I know.
even my heart would have grown two sizes as tears had streamed
Yes.
ejected out of my face.
Getting out of your eyes. No, I know. No, you're right. I agree with you on that too. I agree with you on that too. So yeah, that was a nice surprise. That was a very nice. Hi, Kimmy. Hi, Angel. Hi, Rita. It was a nice surprise. Instead of getting chest pains and Jason chose Monica. I know, I like that. Oh, that was good. That was good. Taking pills. But okay, so we got to talk about her and Carly.
Yeah. Oh. I
It
mean,
was
okay.
good.
All right. As you love, as a soap historian, how did you feel about Tracey just kind of laying in to Carly about her Quartermain indiscretions throughout the years?
Tracey did a great job of saying, I mean, I mean it, that she means it. I am sorry about Mike. Mother to mother, I'm sorry, it's just horrible. But he's family. And I think she is standing up for Michael in a weird way. People can say, you don't even like Michael that much. It doesn't matter. He's a Quartermain. I don't people understand. For years, they've always said this. They come together when they need to. They'll backbite and fight it. That's what makes the whole Drew thing so egregious.
Yeah.
It's kind of like against them. But like the rest of the Quartermains, they come together. Always come together over stuff. Even then, they'll put aside and go, okay, we got to work together. Like they'll do that. So to me, Tracey is trying to stand up for Michael. She sees Willow as an interloper who did him wrong. And those kids are Quartermains for her. So when Carly walks in thinking she's going to go get him, and I love her. Well, you want to go upstairs and see the kids? Oh, yeah, go ahead. But if you think you're going to abscond with them, don't think. I mean, she's so calm about it. It's like, you think, and I love the back and forth where she tells Carly off and starts listing. It's the way that Jane Elliott did it. Whatever her acting choice was, she was like, just deliberate, kind of snarky. But then she turned around and she was like, really? And then you gave Monica any one consideration, and then she started laying it out. And Carly couldn't say nothing. But she said, you've been a promise since you came to town. And Carly wanted to cry. Because Carly knows she did all that stuff. She did all that stuff. I mean, the whole Michael thing has always been a bane of their existence. And it was like, it was all true. As a soap historian, I was there. It was all the Carlys, but it was all true. And Laura Wright gave the right performance, even though she wasn't there in the early years, right? She wasn't there. It was Sarah Joy Brown, my girl, who did most of that. But no, she was good. And I thought but it was Tracey's delivery. She went from snarky to angry. Like, how dare you come in here and not think about Monica? You never thought about Monica.
Yeah, you
And
can't
Tracey,
throw
have it.
Monica's name out. Yeah, you can't throw Monica's name out now as a way
Yeah.
to get what you want when you've never thought once about her.
No, never. And Monica was like, Monica. And Carly was right. I mean, and all of us know in the chat room, if you watched for a long time, her and Monica fought for years. When AJ came back to life, she called the police and brought Dante over there. And that's when Monica slapped her.
Yeah.
I said, "Get out, AJ." He said, "Not gonna leave." Um, but no, it's just kind of like, and she brought up the bed. He goes, "There are so many things you've done, not to mention the small stuff like you and Sonny in my bed." He's
Yeah.
like, I started laughing. It's like the larger stuff, and she went to town. And I'm just like, it was just good. It was glorious. And she was like, "Just go, like get out." Like, not gonna happen. Not gonna work. Not gonna work here. So Cardi had to leave.
Oh, yeah. Like if you wanted to go up there, they're gonna eat and then be doing enrichment activities.
Yes, I know. And then Oviedo, yes, I know. Yeah, Altadena, yeah, it's gone basically. My cousins lived there. The ones who stayed with me, they were from Altadena. So yeah, the whole town is basically gone. Then came Chase.
Like, but when Carly says
Oh,
you're really something, and she goes, "I am, aren't I?" And just the
yes,
smile on her face.
yes.
Oh,
Oh, she's so proud of herself. I am, aren't I? Then he got Chase, and I was curious about how this was going to go because Chase and Willow had that talk. Which I was like, whatever. I don't care about Willow so much. I don't really care. But I'm going over the whole history of. I mean, she did. Okay, I will say this part before we get to Tracy and Chase. The writers did acknowledge in Willow's kind of monologue to Chase. Maybe I do have a savior complex. Maybe I do. I went from you. You said you were. I went from you from Shiloh. Went to you. Then I went to Michael. So I like that they did kind of answer what everybody was saying in the world, the forums. Like she has a savior complex, so she says it. Okay. I mean, I don't care about Willow, but she said it. But Chase talks to her, goes back to the house, and I like that she was like, "I hold all of your family in high regard." She does. She was friends with Gregory and Finn.
mhm.
I love you for my granddaughter, all that stuff. But no, sorry. I'm paraphrasing. But she was basically like, no, 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 they're not going nowhere.
Yeah, yeah. You haven't put your reps in yet to be to have any kind of
Yeah,
say in the quartermain manner.
right. He said a few things. She's like, very good. That is very quarterbain. But she's like, no. She stood her ground with him too. Just stood her ground. I was like, we're not going to do this. I'm still fighting for Monica, which I kind of believe she is fighting for Monica a bit. They're frenemies. Because if
Yes.
you guys remember this, when she left the last time, Monica says the line. It's out there, folks. You can look it up. Says, "How did we go from being sister-in-laws to being my sister?"
Mhm.
They smiled at each other, and it was like that was, you fought for so long, off and on, but he loved because even like Cardi said, we love some people in common. That's not enough, but for Monica and it is. They're the survivors. They've lost so much. It's almost like they're old war buddies. Like they just kind of course, she cares about her and stuff. So I kind of like that, but she didn't budge for Chase. She didn't budge whatsoever. Like, sorry that whatever that's going on. And did we talk about Willow and Josh yelling at each other? Willow
Oh,
and
not
Josh.
yet. We
Okay,
we
we'll
haven't.
get that too. We'll get to Willow.
Woo!
It's way out. But so we had Chase. That didn't work out. Um, and then they called Brooklyn home.
Yes.
Don't get me started on that storyline that's about to happen. Don't even get me started on that. Not even get Frank. Don't get me started. We'll come about that in a second. But anyway, brought her into it, of course. And then Drew
Yeah.
comes in with Martin and everybody. We gotta get these kids. I'm paraphrasing. And arrest Tracey. Even Tracy's like, you leave the handcuffs. The senator wants them. Like,
Oh yeah.
ooh, Drew. And she's like, you made a big mistake. I'm like, you did make a big mistake, Drew. You made a big mistake.
Oh.
Tracy's gonna get you so hard. But that family is so against him. He is such an icky. He's just so icky.
Yeah, and what I liked about it is that even Brooklyn asks Tracy, "Have you asked Monica how she feels?" And she's like, "No, no, 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 I haven't gone up there and done that." And I like that where she's doing what she thinks is best, and that again, when Monica, Monica, to have a scene between have Monica like put Tracy in check, like no, yes, I thank you for looking out for me, but no, absolutely not. do I want this to blow up into a big debate where the kids are just being towed back and forth? Let's let them be with
Well,
their
they kind of had that on the other side of things with Willow, Nina talking to her about that because it was kind of like, I mean, Drew is so greasy. He's just gross. He is so gross. And he's there. And when they found out, we'll go back a little bit. When they found out that she had the medical proxy and everything, and it was like, well, use it against them to get that. Even Will was like, that's a little too far. That's a little too far. And it was like, and when she did pull out, she was like, what are we talking? You tell everything to me and everything. I really did feel for Carly and Sonny though. I felt bad for them. I was like, that kind of sucks. It's like they're just trying to uphold his wishes, that to have the kids with them. So away from Nina, but Nina was the voice of reason, which is kind of crazy of this whole thing.
Well, but
Talking,
I that kind of irritates me as well because from the get-go, how the storyline is operated is that everybody other than everybody's talking to Michael and Willow. They're not letting Michael and Willow talk to each other. So
right,
Nina at first she lit a match on this. You've got to get your children. Yeah, I know they're coming for them, Willow. So, for Nina to all of a sudden now do a 180 and be like, oh, we gotta, be empathetic. You lit a match on this, Nina, with you getting Willow all worked up about this, about the
but she
kid.
was right though. When Nina was not wrong, she was right.
Oh, she's like, say, I mean, like everybody went from like 0 to 100, on this. And yes, everything that happened with Drew and Nina, or Drew and Willow, not great for sure. But it's not like Willow's an evil person or Michael's an evil person, and yet everybody around them is treating it like that, where it's like at least to a second just to talk. And they seem to be very amicable about how they want to handle the kids between them. But nobody's letting that happen.
Right. Um. Let's see in the chat here. So something. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, hi, Devin. He thinks the sex videos will be put out to press soon. And I've been hearing that Drew's giving Shiloh vibes. It's funny.
I
No,
mean, seeing Nina with this, with between her meltdown and this, and then her frustrations with Drew, there's just all
it's
that
making me
stuff.
laugh. It's making
Oh,
me laugh. I love it. It's making me laugh. She's so exasperated by Drew. It makes me laugh.
yeah.
And I did laugh too. Maurice Bernard was so hilarious because they went to history, folks. They went into history. I was like, that clinic. I was like, oh my God, that's right. Jason was like, where I was held captive, they helped Ava. I was like, that's right. I taught 2017. I totally forgot about that, Frank.
That was a
Totally
nice
forgot about
pull. There, that was a very nice pull.
that. Right, it was. It was like, wow. So now, but he said, but it's gone, so to speak. But the guys, whatever, it was that's right. It was Valentine. And I forgot all of that, and it was kind of funny. So the writers did a good job. Did a good job. But it was funny when Carter was like telling Portia them, so we have an idea. Jack Brennan, Sonny rolled his whole body. He didn't just roll his eyes. It was like he had no lines. It was hilarious. I was like, oh, he was like, oh. It makes me. He's so bothered by Jack. It makes me laugh. Also, just a little side of just seeing like funny things. The Nina stuff make me laugh because she's so exasperated by him. It just makes me laugh. And again, he's like Cyrus because Frank always thinking how Cyrus does not read the room. Cyrus don't do. He don't care. Neither does Drew. Drew don't care either.
Oh boy, he sure don't. For when Carly asked to speak to Willow alone, and Drew just kind of walked by the
Yeah,
concession
yeah. I was
machine.
like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, I would have punched him in the face.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I would have punched him in the face. I was like, you're just so annoying. And then he jumped right back in.
yeah.
She's Carly's emotionally manipulating you. Don't let her do it. And Carly's just like, go away. Like I mean, she was like, I felt like I wanted to slap the shit out of her. Just go away. It's like just hanging there, just hanging there, just hanging there. Oh, he's so gross. It's good, but they're using Cameron, so it's good. Maybe I say, and we can't forget before she was gonna go. Sasha stopped Willow from taking the kids.
Yeah.
What do you think about that scene? That was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting about that. But just like,
It was like, well, if you were like a mother, Willow, what do you want to say? If you're like a mother, you'd understand. I mean, Willow went there a couple of times. Oh, because you're not with your cousin anymore. I was like, oh my
yeah.
God, Willow. I did chuckle when she said that. I was like, you're not with your cousin. I was like, oh my God, you are a bitch right now. And Sasha was like, what the? Like, she wanted to go off on her. She's like, them kids are going nowhere. So Sasha stopped her. She's like, they're going nowhere. Not with you.
Hey, great that that nanny, she got her day rate, which is great.
Sure did, didn't she? Right, yeah, but the one scene and the second scene, take them things. Yeah, Sasha is beautiful. She is beautiful. But she's on the verge of telling you she's having his baby. She's on the verge. You can just tell Sasha's like she's jittery. She's on the verge. And this
It,
Michael's
one, I'm glad that that her and Michael had that scene. I mean, I feel like if Michael is going off the canvas, which you know he is,
yes. Yeah, yeah.
it's great to know that all right, Michael's in the loop on this.
Yes. I
Uh,
agree.
and
I
all about
agree.
like I will respect your distance. I'm not getting involved. I'm not giving you any money. I'm not doing anything. But just please stay in Port Charles. So I will be curious to see like once Michael is actually gone, what happens. I mean, it's easy for Sasha not to say anything because if Michael's
Right.
gone, Michael knows about it, but he's just not here.
And the only person who knows is Jason.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
yes, yeah,
He knows they slept together. So
yeah.
her getting pregnant, he's gonna put two and two together. They
I
keep
guess
can see.
he
Oh,
just
yes,
doesn't know that Sasha's pregnant, but
right.
once it
And
starts
so the
showing,
thing is, right. And the thing is, they had him bring her home. I see they keep trying to put Jason and her together. I don't see the chemistry. Sorry, folks. I just don't see it.
not at the moment, no. They would have to do a lot, lay a lot of groundwork for me to start seeing it that way. I mean, otherwise, it's pretty much like seeing Drew and Willow.
Right. And the other uncle goes with this other girlfriend. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. But I love that uh, Willow did call her back too. It was like, and it's about lying. You came to town on a lie. You said you were Nina's daughter. I mean, she did call it out.
Yeah.
But Willow, I mean, Nina Sasha's never, she's always apologized for that. But she was like, but it's kind of funny. Like Willow went back in time also. She reached back in time too to get her.
But I wanted Sasha to say back, it's like that wasn't written for me back then.
Oops.
So that didn't count.
That doesn't count. You know what I mean? Sasha picked your baby from Willow and I found her. Yes, she is. Or maybe just can play Godfather like he did with Michael. There was that scene. It was a while back, but he did the flashback to Jason only Michael. That was a great callback too.
Yeah.
And with Carly and Jason had that another touching scene when they had talk. I said you were his father in every way they counted. Jason, that's what he goes. Michael's the first baby I ever held. I'm like, that's right. She dropped him off. And I just think I love it. I just thought that was a great call because Michael is important to Jason. Always has been.
Yes.
And so they showed that, and he would be that upset, and he would be. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Oh, and
Um,
it's yeah, again, just seeing Steve Burton just excel at just like bedside vigils.
he's so good. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Woo! First Sam, and then when he went in there and talked to Michael, I got a little teary eyed. I
Yeah, I
did.
mean, just
I admit it.
even if it's not, a Chad and Steve Burton, but it is Jason and Michael, and that the history of that, and so it just all of
Yes.
that is phenomenal.
Monty Wallace, would Jason help raise Sasha's baby? I don't know. But Sandra, I'm with you. Let's make her a strong single mom. Like, why not? Why should they have a man?
Yeah, I mean, but I do like the idea that, Jason would want to help because
Yeah.
it's, helping Michael if Michael can't be there.
But also she has a Scorpio family. They're all just like this. She's just people. That's what Michael said. You have people around you that can help you out.
Yeah.
So she has that.
You just need like a guardian angel sometimes. Something,
Yeah.
I mean, who do you want more talking to, the kids at school that are bullying your son? Do you want, a former chief of police, or do you want, like a quasi mobster?
Plus, I'm mobster. Yeah. Basically, it takes a village. Trust me, the race shot takes a village. Daisy Flower comes in hot, of course, going her. Michael has always been Jason's son. And he says Steve Burton, because Chad Duell was on their podcast. He said Steve Burton told Chad Duell he had already raised him. He doesn't want to raise his kid. That's funny. That's pretty funny. Steve Burton, who I know also, has a great sense of humor. Actually, he's really funny off camera. But see, East was like it's soapy if they fell in love. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
68 people are watching.
Oh, nice. But I just the only thing they have in common at this point is just their love for Michael.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But that's just me.
So you were saying 66 people were watching?
68.
68. Oh,
I know. I love it. Thanks for watching it. Thanks for always coming back to us. We are the original. We're in our year 10 episodes. We are the originals. So take that, everybody else. I'm sure I'll get flack for that, of course. It's Shady Sunday. His thing, his award. 9-year award. That's right, kids. For his years of service to my franchise.
I'm about ready to, come towards, the fall. I'll be taping that 9 over.
You tape yours to make it 10. That's so funny. All right, so that's I mean, it's been good. But I want to go back a bit because it's still Willow. It's all I can't believe we're talking about Willow this much because you know how much I hate her. But I will say the Joss and Willow scenes were the bomb. And there were 2 lines that made me happy more than anything else, Frank. One was, what do you get when you with a cheating wife? A cheating wife. That made me fall out. And when she said, "You're a lying liar that lies," and I was like, "That yes." And Nina tried to come in there, but anyway, I thought Joss. I know people will say again. I saw positive reaction. Most of you guys hate Joss. You guys were all like, "Yes, girl," but she really read her the riot act. She's like, Michael gave you everything. And Michael did. She'll say, Michael did stuff. What did Michael do? He didn't do nothing. He was on your side the whole time. Literally, Frank, I can't think of anything that Michael did this go round at all.
No, once they had kind of, after the whole cancer and keeping kind of things compartmentalized from each other, they kind of reached a point where they're like, hey, we're going to be open and honest with each other. And it seemed like they were in a good spot, but Willow just,
I know.
That's what the heart wants, and it wanted Drew Quartermain.
And the way they have she just laid into her. It was just like, yes. Hi, Cat Lady. Yes, we're back. Hi, Kelly No Left. Gonna say hi to you, Sheree, everybody. But no, she seriously. You're right. She said what the audience has been saying for months. Why would she go to Drew? It has to be I mean, he has a great body and all that. I agree all that stuff. But it's just kind of like I think it is a worship thing, so to speak. And Drew really, does Drew really think that this is really love? He's like, you don't understand. It's everybody can listen. You understand what we feel for each other. It's like, I mean, it's just like, it's vomit inducing. This coupling is so bad. But I kind of love it because it's dividing the whole world. I love it on some level. That people are just like, it's not working. Get rid of them. Which I like. General House will keep them together. Let's just keep them together. Let's just make them miserable.
Because it's only now that everybody's kind of agreed upon Sasha's pattern, like what's going to happen next? Who's this next?
Right.
This person, is it
TJ?
Yes.
Okay. No, I love it. I just think but also with Michael, the whole thing. I love that Christina and Molly had their moment. And I love they brought up that Alexa was like, you guys grew up together. Because if you watch the show, those 3 were together as kids a lot, along with Joss and Cameron and all them. They were together a lot. And she's like, you love Michael too. Like Michael was in your life a lot. He's your cousin. Like he's in your life also. But I love that they acknowledged that. And we saw Christina and Molly kind of come together.
Yeah, I mean,
Frank's not impressed. He's like, oh, whatever.
I don't know that whole relationships. I mean, it feels like the Earth's been salted on that one for a bit. We gotta, much like radioactive decay, we gotta let it break down a little bit before we can kind of go back in and kind of rebuild between Christina and Molly.
But do you like the fact that I was telling people, even Christina said, I'm being selfish. I'm making it all about me. But there's that thing when you lean on somebody so much and they're taken out, it is scary. I mean, people like for her, she always leaned on Michael. They've always shown the Michael Christina relationship. They've always shown it. So I get why at first she was like, "Oh my god, making it all about me." Oh my god, it's him. I felt because she was like so upset that he is not there for her. She needs him, but also she just lost Sam. And it's kind of, I mean, even Dante when he walked in to see Sonny, it was just like everybody's just like, really, is this like now this? Like it's just completely, it's a lot.
And baby Adela,
You mean Irene?
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yes, but yeah, Molly and Morgan were tight, so Michael was being. But he wasn't even when he showed Maxie react. They always got along too. Her Maxie and Michael was just like he was like everybody's big brother. He
Oh,
was.
yeah. I mean, we had some kind of nice awkward interactions between Molly or between Maxie and Michael like a month or two ago where it's like, okay, they just kind of just chatted about, being with great people. Okay, great.
It's just it's and then okay. So this is going to lead to okay. We're going to switch gears for a second. That was a lot of stuff because the other kind of big storyline is this: I got to find Charlotte. And I love that Tracey and Laura and Dante are all on the same page. Okay, stop, bitch. Calm the fuck down. Calm down. We know you want your daughter. We get it. Like we get it. You can't just write. What about Rocco? Hello, well, your son who's here. Like all that. So I love that they were all. We'll get to that for a second. But I love they were all on that same page. But this thing about her getting a job, it's so contrived. I wish they wouldn't do this. It's like I'm glad that Maxie and Lulu had to talk about Brooklyn because Brooklyn and Maxie really are close. And they did say the name one time that
You
I will
got it.
not say. I will not say it. The name that should not be mentioned on my show. They mentioned his name. They had to. It was in the context. They had to. Ooh,
Oh, you
they
mean
had
Peter
to.
August? Is that what you meant? I'm just checking. Is that? Oh no. Screen's going down. Oh no.
I'm gone. Thanks everybody. It was good to see you this week. We'll talk to you next week on another edition of Frankless
There you go.
Radio Spotlight. I mean, it's just like this is it's like I'm glad they had that talk a little bit. They had to explain a little bit of like kind of we had to hear it on screen, thank God. But they did the tail end of just like Brooklyn was there for me and she really is she has changed and Lulu is stuck because she just came out of 4 years, so she has to work through those emotions. Lulu isn't getting on my nerves. Somebody asked me to chat. She's not getting on my nerves. To me, she's completely being herself. The Spencers are impulsive. That's what they do. And she wants her daughter. I totally get it. Actually, I totally get it. And Maxie goes, I get it, man. Maxie knows. She's like, I totally get it. I mean, everybody understands. She gets it. Laura gets it completely. But I love Tracey. She was just like the way Tracey just loves Lulu. And it's just like, girl, I can't take it if so and so's like, or die. And and kind of tears will open her eyes. She loves her. And I love that. Okay, we'll switch gears for a second too. This part was kind of fun. I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna call it now, folks. Tracey and Martin.
Interesting. I thought they tried Martin and Alexis, but that went nowhere.
Oh,
But I mean, they've certainly put Martin and Tracy in several scenes together.
yes. and it kind of works. I mean, again, Michael E. Knight is a 3-time Emmy winner. He is worthy of notice.
Yes.
He's worthy of good material. And at least they are getting some good material. I love when he's exasperated. I love when Tracey riled him up so much. He was so over her. It was hilarious. It was, to me, it was hilarious. But I love it. He goes, "You tell your prickly stepmother, blah blah blah." He's like, "I'm not telling her. I'm not telling her anything. I think she's good. I don't think she cares." It was funny that Lulu was there. It was so funny. But then they had a little. They talked to Lulu. I forgot they had their own little thing too before she went under. It's kind of like I had forgotten about. I was like, "Oh, they're doing great callbacks on stuff." I didn't realize that. But she goes, "But because my mother has an affection for you, I'm gonna try."
Yeah.
So he did
Yeah,
touch
I
her
do
hand.
like that. That
Yeah,
she does not have that same kind of familiar feeling towards him
no,
that Laura does. She's not had
yes,
4 years to build a relationship.
no,
Like, no,
not at
I
all.
remember you were just a Valentine's mouthpiece before.
Yes,
So,
I
you
forgot
know,
about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was good. But I think Martin was just so he says, oh, he was and she was having so much fun. I feel like Jane Elliott was having the time of her life, and I just thought, thank God he got rid of his Kentucky fried accent. That's gone.
yes.
You don't miss that. No more hummingbird cake and shit. That's gone. But I like this. I'm like that could lead, not like each other, leading to like. I mean, that's a trope as old as time. Um, you know, and yes, Michael E. Knight and Alexa Havens were connected to All My Children because she was married to Jr., which is basically was his stepson, so to speak. He helped raise Jr. between him and Adam. So there was a little moment. Yes, I like that.
And then I mean, and it seems like they're like this time around they want to give Martin more stuff, which I'm all for, because there's that scene in the Metro, oh no, at the PC Grill, where he's with Jordan about like
Yep,
getting
yep,
vetted and stuff. I'm like, oh hey, all right, I don't know exactly what this is about, but if it's giving more opportunities for Martin to shine,
yep,
absolutely, let's do
yep,
it.
definitely too. Yeah, definitely. And Jordan went off on Drew too. She was like, "Come on, folks." She was like, "This, you know what you're doing. What's going on here?" And basically told him, you because what you did to Curtis was not good. She
No,
was like, she was not buying it.
well, and I think the frustrating thing is that Drew is unable to admit that he was screwing Curtis over.
Right?
He just won't cop to it.
He won't.
No,
You know,
he's
he's
like, well, I was
not going
trying to
to
appease Michael, or it's like, but I was gonna, give Curtis a
a
big bonus.
raise and a
Yeah,
title, and
yeah,
she was like, wait a minute, that's not the same thing. Like, no one's buying it. They're like, that's not the same thing.
yeah,
Just what you led him on. You won't even admit that.
yeah,
Just say, you know what? Things have changed. I slept with Michael. I was going to give it to Michael because I felt guilt. Like, just say that.
yes.
He won't say it. Won't say it. Won't say it. So I was like, you gotta be crapping me. And so it was kind of crazy. So I thought, but I thought it was kind of cool that we have the PC Grill. And of course, Cyrus is there. And we also have the night before. The night before we had Lucky. Okay, so then let me see. But first we get to that. Okay, so Lou's trying to find her kid. All this we got that going on. Then we gotta go. We gotta reach around. We have her brother Lucky, whose storyline I've been so disappointed in. Lackluster, lackluster, lackluster. And now there seems to be some. If this goes well, Frank, I'm for it. Having Lucas, Elizabeth, her all try to figure out this out. The Cyrus thing, I'm for it. I'm totally for it if they go right.
I agree. That would be fantastic because I too wonder like, well, what's the point of Lucky sticking around in Port Charles? So
Yeah.
far, I haven't really seen much, which is frustrating because I want him there,
Yes.
and there is stuff to do with that character. So
Yep.
please, guys, start making stuff happen with this character. But it
Yeah.
seems like I agree. It seems to me like they're trying to set him and maybe Elizabeth and Lucas up against Cyrus. And if that's the case, great. And somehow Jocelyn's going to figure into this. She's the wild card.
Okay. So we have that. So okay, good point. So we have them over here. It was kind of fun of Elizabeth talking to Cyrus and buttering him up a little bit. He was kind of falling for it like that. And then Lucky's like, let's just stay on let's have some, we already ordered some food. She's like, let's just stay here. She's like, let's go. She's like, okay, well, I like, well, he's been called to let's go. And he's like, well, why? And I was like, she was so funny. She's like, well, we're done. Like, we're done. He's like, let's have din. Okay. So
I'm to romance you, girl.
I
Come on.
know, because she was like, okay, well, he's gone, let's go. Now give him my purse. She was ready to go. But yeah, so he gets called in. Meanwhile, we have Joss on the other side of things. I'm calling it now too. I'm calling it now. Joss is gonna go WSB.
I was thinking that same thing too. It's like I can't see anything else other than it's a recruitment. She's struggling, floundering about what to do with her life. Uh, and so she's kind of just being put on this kind of thing. So I am down if she's like gonna step in and be like the next Anna Devane. Phenomenal.
Yes, me
Great.
too. 74 people are watching. 74. Wow, thank you guys. Hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe.
And even if
Super
you're not
chats are
liking
open too.
us,
What?
even if you're not liking us, just I hate like is
Right, hit the dislike button too, whatever. Do what you want to do. But please give us some more engagement. Super chats are also welcome. Super chats are also welcome. If you want to give a little coin. The last two shows we got super chats, so thank you for those who did that. No, yes, I think, and Joss has, what's it? Somebody said it in here too. Yeah, Disney Fire, and Joss has Dex's gun.
yeah. The show made sure we saw that.
Oh, yeah, we saw it. We saw it. We saw it. We saw it. I mean, yes, she has the gun. You got the gun. So yes, but yeah, if they, I would use Annie, if they go this route of them trying to figure this out and going up against Cyrus, I'm all in. I'm in. If it's good, I'm in. I'm in with that. Yeah, because Jax was a businessman. He wasn't WSB. He was a businessman. He was a corporate trader, corporate raider, corporate raider. That's what he was known as. He would take companies.
Yes.
But
Uh,
I think she's going that direction.
yeah, she's been around enough. She got enough street smarts from, hanging around Jason and all that stuff
Yeah,
and Beck. So yeah, I'm down. She's got just a little dabblings of some med school knowledge,
yeah.
some
I'm in.
pre-med. So
I'm in.
yeah, I would be down for that. Because and it seems like otherwise, what's the reason for Jack Brennan's kind of interest in Jocelyn otherwise? So, but and very curious, like, just to see like Jack Brennan has got the video of Cyrus stabbing Dex, but he's just like, yeah, we're just gonna feed some breadcrumbs and see what happens.
Yes, I love it, and she's doing her work, and so yeah. But when they brought him in, or she went off on him,
Oh, and I like that inexperienced, and Anna's got to say like, now he knows. You
I
can't just
know
come in hot like that.
that's good. She's learned that. She's learned that. So yeah, so I think it's actually if she works because Anna and Carly get along fine. They get along for the most part.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be kind of fun if she takes her out under her wing because it looks like Emma's not going that direction.
Man, talk about another kind of character returning, even though it's a recast. So far, if whatever their ideas for her, it's kind of a dud so far.
Well,
And
they had this whole this part. I mean, okay, it's not exciting. I wish it was, but it's just not exciting. Um, the whole Kai and the football storyline,
holy cow! Oh,
not good. It's
that,
not good.
that's a boat anchor for you
Um,
right there.
it's not good. And then we got the bar and Cody losing everything. I'm just like, so introducing Emma into that scene and having Felicia talk to her and all that stuff, and Felicia like, it's like so I guess she's like not to say a party girl, but she's not really a bad girl, but she's looking for trouble.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the show decided to kind of rewrite the character,
It did.
and so, because it is a very different take on Emma than the one we had previously seen, where, yeah, she was just much more upbeat, positive, oh, that's all great, just that
Yeah.
version of the character. This, like, oh, I've got issues with my parents.
The lowest
I love him, but I also, don't get along with him at times.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I got kicked out of Berkeley and now I'm here. Yeah, I don't understand like this take on Emma, and so far they just have not done enough with her.
I agree.
Uh, yeah, it's like I if you want me to get on board with this, you've got to give me some more stuff with her because like right now I'm just like you're not showing me enough, and she seems too different than the Emma that I knew before. That it's making it tough to get invested in whatever you want to do with it this go around.
Right. So we have Geo.
Yeah, which like again, it's frustrating. I feel like the only thing that we're waiting for is for Gio to find out that he's Dante and Brooklyn's son.
Oh, I'm telling you, folks, I'm calling it. It's not Dante's child. It's Cody's. That's the rumors I heard. It's not. Everybody thinks it's Dante and Brooklyn, but Cody was at that camp too.
He was. I mean, they rewrote that bit of history as well too.
Yes, he did. Which I
Um,
told people I'm fine with because we didn't see it. It was off camera, so I
right.
didn't see all this. I didn't talk about stuff. They can rewrite however you want to, but I think everybody thinks it's going to be Dante and her. That seems like that would be the natural choice, right? Lois knows something, so we all know Josh Robertson, Geo is Brooklyn's son. We know that. I think we know. I think we all know that, right? We all know that's gonna happen. That it's the daddy. And I think they're trying to lead us to believe it's Dante, but then I had read somewhere a credible source that it's going to be Cody, and that'll cause between Dante and Cody, even though nobody's with her today. But now that Cody kind of has chemistry with Lulu, and then now they have a child with it, like Dante's like, "You trying to take my life over? Like, what's going on?" So, because they're saying there was that one weekend or something they did, and Cody was part of that or something. They were talking. I was half listening. Um, so I really think I'm going to call it here. I think it's going to be Cody's. If I'm wrong, it's fine, but I think it's going to be Cody's.
Interesting. I mean, it it would be a different switch, and it would give a reason for Cody to stick around because
Okay?
realistically, he's got now that he's lost his money, and he's already still 5 grand short to Selena Wu. There's really, you know, it's like, what's really the point of you sticking around Port Charles? I mean, other than like your Scorpio connections, but I mean, we really haven't seen that much built up either. So, having a son kind of locks him into sticking around.
Another Scorpio, obviously too, locks around, and I think his, you're right. They need to anchor him somehow. Sasha has a baby in her, so she's anchored.
Yeah.
She's an exception. She's anchored. He's at the quartermates, but you need something else. And there, and I think Lulu will be part of that too, some level. Um, but I think it'll cause rip between him and Dante, longtime friends. You know what's going on there. Chase is going to be out there. He's going to have 2 cows, and he's going to give birth himself when he finds out because she's just lied this whole time. He said no more lies, and she's lied this whole time. She went to the
Yeah.
doctor and got checked out and didn't tell him all the whole truth.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I feel like, but not like, it's not like a marriage destroying kind of lie. I mean, because this happened when she was a kid. Didn't know Chase, wasn't involved with Chase, wasn't even like a thought in her head. So, yes, should she have, maybe come forward, in a tale of like, hey, this is all my sordid past. But, I don't, I feel like you can't, this is not a breakupable, to me, it doesn't seem.
I completely disagree with you on that. Completely disagree with you on that. This is
Really?
a major. Oh, this is some. It's some. Maybe because in my real life, I gained a child later that I didn't know about. So
Right.
maybe it's sensitive to me. I know of that lie. I lost 9 years. Um, it's a huge. Okay, how do I say this? You are talking about getting pregnant. Um, you talk about histories. He's getting checked. You're getting checked. That's when you should say something. you know what? I didn't tell you this. I was really, I mean, it's something I put away a long time ago. I was pregnant. I gave up a child. You know, and then say, and then I expected to be upset at first because she didn't say nothing, but it's like that's what else? I would think, what else are you hiding? That's big. It'd be hard for me to kind of. It is a huge omission. Thank you, East. I took the words out. It's a huge omission because you're talking about babies so much. They've been trying for 2 months, I guess. We're trying for so long. It's like, so this never comes up, and you're feeling like because we said no more secrets, and this is a huge secret. Whether it happened before me or after me or during me, it's a huge secret.
Mm. I
It's
don't
like
know.
what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's maybe your marriage would last. Mine would probably break up. I'll be like, fuck you. I don't know what's going on. This is crazy.
Oh, marriage. I can't say now that I am married. Oh
Yeah,
God.
you are right.
What have I done? What did I
That's
do?
how you are. I'm not married. I'm not worried about that stuff. I have baby mothers, so
Oh,
I'm not married. But I just think it's, but I just think it's because the whole subject's been about. It'd be like I guess for me, any kind of big medical thing I would have, I would share with my partner, saying,
yeah.
I was this 20 years ago. This happened to me. I guess it's part of it because they're focusing so hard on getting pregnant. I would say maybe I can't get pregnant because I was pregnant before. Like that's what you would tell somebody. And Lois is like, oh, she had like these faces.
Oh,
Um,
that's always the worst. Well, yeah, I mean, it certainly just kind of goes to like, yeah, well, how much do you really trust me? If anything, it's like you should be able to tell me this, that this happened to you. Why are you worried about me judging you or anything like that? But she has not.
East Coast said his marriage wouldn't end, but I feel a certain kind of way. This is why I'm not married. So I'm too harsh. That's why I'm not married. I'll be like, no, we're done. That's it. Goodbye. You're a big liar. I mean,
Really?
oh yeah. I mean, I don't. I think that's huge. To me, it's huge. But then
Because
again, I went through before, so maybe on some level, so maybe I'm sensitive to it. I think there's certain things that there's smaller things you can omit. That's no big deal, right? I'm like, I don't care about those smaller things, but you had a child you give for adoption. That's a big deal. I admit there's no right time to talk about it. Like while you're dating, and so on. But at some point, I mean, if you're talking about getting pregnant, having a kid, that's a major. It's like disclosing. Well, I had cancer 7 years ago. I don't have it anymore, so I don't talk about it anymore. But I'm like, I mean, but whatever comes up and something, I think you should. Because everybody has a past. Everybody has a past. So I'm saying there's certain things. She'll need to list all her relationships or all like. I don't mean all like. I'm talking. Those are all smaller things. But I'm talking about this large. Having a kid and getting up for adoption is a big. It's a major. It's a hard decision. First of all, and it's a big one.
I mean, I'm going to guess that she does not know who the father is, and that it could be Chase, or it could be Cody or Dante.
Right? I can believe that. I believe that.
And that's another reason because I feel like if she never knew for sure, like I didn't want to tell you guys anything that what if you weren't the father? Because it seemed weird that she would give this character this baby up for adoption, then knowing Dante, then knowing Cody, and never once mention anything. Like she can just get away with like I just didn't know, and so I didn't want to say anything. And what if you weren't the father? Then would be the big deal. So
No. Well, her thing about giving a child for adoption, not telling the other two, I get that's a whole different issue with
yeah,
them, and I think and they have their own level. Again, I went through it, so I'm like, it's a weird situation, whatever. But I'm saying, but her current marriage and your big subject is getting pregnant, and you're having problems. Then I want to know all about your past in terms of that. Because if maybe I had fibroid tumors, and I was, you would mention something like you say, I think there's problems with me not having a child. It could be this. Well, I hate to say this. I had a child to get up for adoption. Nobody knows because Chase, I think, would understand if you told her early on. And Chase would be like, oh my god. I think he would totally sympathize with her. Like, oh, you did. He goes, I don't know where the child is. I was young, but I'm thinking it may be affecting me having be able to have a baby. Then I think he would totally understand that if she
no,
told him that a long time ago.
I agree with you on that, and I also think that her having that talk with the doctor, and her saying like, "Oh, just because you've had a baby when you're young does not that is not a strike against you now trying to conceive." I
I
feel
know.
like that reassurance from the doctor will only give Brooklyn permission to herself to not say anything to Chase. Like
Yes.
if she had come by and said like that could be an issue, I would
Right.
feel at that point she would say something to Chase.
Now she's not going to. Right.
Yeah.
I
Ew.
mean, I mean, giving up a child, I'm sure it's horrible. I've never done it, but I'm sure it's a hard decision and it's not to be lightly, take lightly. I get it. But you're trying to have a baby so hard. You were there for Bailey Lou. You were there for so you've had a baby in your life, so to speak. You were a good parent to her.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's you guys and you and Chase have been through a lot together. That that's the part. That's the part too. They didn't just meet and get married. They've been through a lot. I mean, we went to our pacing.
Oh,
Right
geez.
now,
Yes.
we're just like, woo. Um, so I think yes, and he went through all the stuff with Willow, and she knows about like there's. I think she would understand. I think she would understand. Do you? Veronica says, do you think the likes did go up? I know they're 31. Do you think Lois knows baby might be Gio? Oh, she knows. Oh, she already knows.
Yeah. She's in on that because how many times do you have to see Lois in a scene when they're talking about Chase and Brooklyn trying to conceive, and then it
Yes.
just cuts to Lois, and she's kind of like like James did earlier, just like
I'm like, no, she knows. That there's no, she knows.
yeah. And plus, they already had that scene with Lois and Brooklyn where she was also giving permission that it was okay that she hadn't said anything to Chase yet. It's your story to tell. This all happened before Chase. You don't need to say anything.
That's the part that's it's like I get where that comes from. Like it's before whatever happens before we get together, it's not fair game. It's my business. I gotta tell you. I agree with that to a certain point. If it's anything that doesn't affect what's happening to us now, yeah, sure. But if you're thinking this might have an effect on you having a baby with your current husband, something
Uh,
should be said.
yeah. Speaking of Brooklyn, Lulu, the idea, I mean, certainly Lulu's career aspirations have always been like haunted
So yeah,
star. She was now she was a reporter at the Invader. She worked at Crimson for a while. So now possibly being Brooklyn's executive assistant. So that's already like the just trying to get Lulu involved in something.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, and I was good at I wasn't into fashion, but I was good at Crimson. I remember quickly she wasn't good at Crimson. I thought she wasn't that good. I thought her and Maxie worked together and became good.
Yeah.
Maxie stayed on. I thought Lulu was floundering, and that's what Max. You guys tell me. I thought Lulu was floundering. Maxie came in and they helped, and then they were good. I thought.
Yeah, it's I don't know what they're gonna do with Lulu. I mean, this is just an excuse just to have Lulu
No,
in scenes with
I know,
them.
I know,
Uh,
I know.
but
And it's funny because Brooklyn has her own past with Valentine. Also, remember, folks, they slept together. Then he came in and was like, Bailey was here. It was a whole thing. She was there in the beginning of all that, and all that craziness. And so she has her own thing too. Lulu replaced Gladys. I guess. Ugh, I hate the storyline. I hate it. That part of the storyline. I don't care about deception and screw that deceptor or whatever. I just don't. I don't care about any of it. And I know American Lulu book is it keeps them in their world. I get it. The three girls fighting. it just doesn't interest me at all. I saw for this week, Homegirl's back apparently. I don't know where she went. She's at Deception. I won't say
Lucy?
Angelica. I won't say Angelica. Who's the chick? The Latina chick?
Oh, yeah, not Maria.
Eva LaRue. Eva LaRue's character. I blanking out what her name is, but yeah, she's back.
Oh, hooray.
as a Deception, talking about some stuff. I'm like,
It's tough because Deception could be interesting, but the show just has never really,
right.
yeah, admittedly, because Lucy Coe is, it's tough to get invested in anything that Lucy Coe is a part of because there's just too much comic stuff and obliviousness placed on top of it when Lucy gets involved.
I say the East Coast Road, Maria Santos. Yeah,
Yeah.
her name's Natalia. That's right, Natalia. I saw it. They were like, that's why you said Maria. This is Maria Santos.
Right.
Maria Santos Gray. That was her name for a while. She married Edmund. Remember she married Edmund
Oh,
in real life and in real life.
Edmund Gray. What a great character. Loved me some Edmund Gray.
Yeah, and Natasha is Alexis. It's Natalia. I don't know who these people are. Whatever. The point is, I say that's how much I care less about the character, folks. I can't remember her name. It's all. It's just it's. The scene was like, you gotta stay. People are dangerous in Sunny's world. I'm like, are we still going there? Like, really? We're still going there?
Oh,
I just don't care. Another one I don't care about either. Like I said, GH has some good stuff going on, but they have these little things. You're like, ugh, good night. I don't give two craps about that. To miss her character. Yeah, Natalia there was promise, and they just didn't. I thought they were sung on at some point or something. They didn't have never done that. I mean, it's just like Deception should be a hub, and like really have all the ladies and the infighting. It should be that. Occasional time Sunny comes in and bothers everybody and Tracey. I love all that, but they don't. You're right. They don't invest in that set that much.
no.
It pops every once in a while. So
It's tough. Which is a shame because as much as I love Tracy, it was also great to see her outside the mansion.
yeah,
Uh, getting mixed up in the business scene as well.
yes.
But I feel like the other is mentioning Lucy. She's doing her big.
Oh yeah, Miss Lucy.
The whole Sidwell thing is confusing the heck out of me
I love
because
it. I love it.
I. But it's also how he went from blowing up that warehouse, and it seemed like the WS. I thought the WSB had him, but they never really said for sure. Like he was just kind of gone, and that he is now back in Port Charles, where it seemed like they had such an ease of tracking him before as he's entering the country and making his way to Port Charles, to now he has bought Spoon Island, he's bought Windermere, and he's walking around Port Charles and he's not popping up in anything.
I don't care because I love the character. I love the guy. I love the
For sure.
character. I think he's a great addition. He's a great addition. So I will let everything you said, Frank, is all true. I'm letting it go. See, there's some things sometimes I'm like, it's fine. I'll let it go for dramatic license. We call it dramatic license, Frank. Just like dramatic. I mean, I don't. It makes no sense. That's fine with me. His interaction with Ava was the bomb too, and Rick again. Okay, here's the other. I said this earlier. Rick Hurst. Rick Hurst. Rick Hurst. Pay him whatever.
Yes.
Keep him on the payroll. Whether he's bothering Alexis or being there for Molly or talking to Nina or whatever, he had no lines. And his facial expressions were hilarious.
Oh,
That whole exchange was hilarious. Hilarious.
it was great.
It's like, that's to me, that's still acting. That's acting. That's good. That's good. I love it. But I was shocked. I was like, wow, okay. He bought Windermere. They said he had a buyer. They said he had a buyer.
Yeah.
I know, but it was him. I said, oh, okay, but I'll take it. Do you think he should be arrested? I was like, I don't care. I love him. I like the actor. He has chemistry with everybody. I want him to continue. He kind of likes Lucy, and Lucy is a magnet for danger. She is. And more Lynn Herring, I'll take also. So that's fine with me. Again, she's another one. It's just. I like her in these small doses. She's really good in small doses. Like she's good when she comes on. It's really good. But Rick was reading Sidwell like a silent book. I know. Oh my God, his expression when he kissed Ava's hand, and they had Rick back there was looking like, They said it's so funny seeing you at work because it was fun. I'm glad that he cornered. He's like, I haven't gotten paid.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny too. And she was like, well, I'm working on, he goes, I see it. And they took that check. He was like, thank you very much.
That's
and she had to
right.
kind of laugh. Like, they get my first payment. It was just kind of like, I just love, he's so good. He's so He's so good.
Yes.
He's so good.
Please keep him around for sure. Just give him
Please.
stuff. And having him and Ava, great.
Oh
Explore
yeah.
that for
Oh
sure.
yeah. I agree completely.
Uh,
Everybody in chat agrees. I agree. I agree. I just think that that was so smart bringing him back. I forgot how much I missed him on some level because
yeah.
this character didn't go anywhere. I just love, him and Nancy Grant have such chemistry. I love how she's so exasperated by him. It's hilarious. And it's funny. I love that the soap is giving us those soapy, snarky exchanges. That's what soaps are made for. Frank misses the slaps. He misses the soap slap. He
Oh, for
misses it.
sure. Yes.
We haven't had enough of those, but we have some snark. We have some snark.
And I like that they're positioning Sybil to be just a great umbrella type of character.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
getting him spread around, and we can get a lot of people involved in whatever he's got cooking up.
Yes.
Uh,
He does.
and
He
I'm
does.
curious what I mean. Hopefully, this ties into Robert and Holly making a return
Right.
sometime this year,
Right.
and is interested in Sasha because their scenes together, like she was straight with him, even though she was also like, "Hey, yeah, just let me go." She's also trying to work an angle, but she was up front saying like, "Oh yeah, my mother doesn't care about me. She just up with my grandma, and she just took off." So I don't know, like him, observing her in the church. Like I am curious to see what his agenda is with her. Is it just merely as a hostage? Does he have more of an interest in her? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. It's a good question. Very good question. I don't know either. But he seems smitten. But he does seem smitten with Lucy a little bit. Which, I mean, why not? She's
Yeah,
fun.
for
She's
sure.
fun. We looked at Ava too, kind of like. But see, I think he knows who Ava is. He was playing dumb. I think he was playing dumb. And all she cared about was those sales. So I'll tell you, I was the sale. But I
Yeah.
think he knew who she was already. He knew who she was already. And that's why Rick was sitting there like, I don't trust you completely. I don't trust you completely. So, East Coast is bringing up. I don't even want to. I don't even want to entertain this thought. When everything blows up, Frank,
Well, of course,
will it turn to Chase?
no, no.
Frank says no.
I hope not. I don't know. I mean,
He said, that's what I said. I'm not either. I'm like, I'm not either.
the only thing we know for sure is blowing up is Michael. So, and I feel like that. I mean, do you agree that Sidwell was the guy that set up that explosion in the Sunnies?
Well, it looks that way, but they can always play it off and say it wasn't him,
But I also think, I mean, unless you're bringing in some kind of third party later down the road,
which they could.
it seems like Sidwell trying to get back at him for screwing around with the diamonds.
No, I'm saying I'm with you. I'm saying I'm thinking, yeah, like they could. It would seem it would be him, but maybe it was Cyrus. Cyrus blew up before. That's how Lulu got in the. He had Julian set that bomb.
Yeah, I mean
It
uh,
could be a twist. I mean, I
yeah,
know. I'm just saying, if they want to keep Sidwell around a little longer, then they know he did that. They just get arrested and be done. That's be a longer plan for him, I think. But with Cyrus, it's not like they're everybody's coming after him. They see. I think maybe they tie it to him that he did it over there. I mean, who knows? He's trying to get back at everybody.
yeah.
They've done stranger things and that.
I mean, there's something, well, especially if you're setting up that part of Cyrus's deal is that he will injure you to get you into the hospital and then come in and then give the final goodbye to
Well,
you. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seemed to be Sidwell did it, and that's the whole point. He left, he fled, and everything. But I'm just saying, nowadays, these shows, I mean, you never know. They can
Yeah.
pull somebody. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, and now that we know the WSB does do surveillance of their city, curious that I'll be curious to see how long it takes for Brennan to realize that Sidwell is still in Port Charles.
Yes.
Uh,
Uh,
and I will give it up to the show. Create a lot of suspense as to whether Michael was going to live or die. After when Cyrus entered that hospital room, I was like, "Oh man,
yes, that was a good one.
yeah."
That's a good one. And his face is perfect. Not the moneymaker, kids.
No, you
The
don't want to lose
richest
that.
body, not the moneymaker. And they had to wake him up, kids. Oh yes, and my one of my favorite things this week. It's a small one, but she's back. Lydia Look is back as Selena Wu, and I'll give Brad credit. I love Brad and Cody together. They're hilarious. I know they just make me laugh. And and then you got Lucas looking over like, what's going on over there? And he just spills his beat because Brad's so obsessed with Lucas right now. But Selena Wu just walks in and commands the scene.
Well, when she talks to Gio, would you mind escorting me? The state's large. I don't know if you lose. Tell me
Yes,
a little bit more about your violin playing.
I love that. I loved it. That was so good. I love Lydia. I love Selena. And she's back for more. So I think that's so I guess Cody's going into a whole like gambling thing.
uh, Admittedly, as much as I enjoy Selena, man, the gambling thing with Cody is a part of it. That part does not excite me.
I'm hoping that Selena at Sunny Talk and she takes over his business. Just
Yeah.
folds it into hers. And it takes over the territories. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because I heard rumors, but they have to be wrong, that Christina would take over the business. We know that's a disaster waiting to happen. So I'm hoping, against hope, that's not true.
There would I,
Blood.
there would have to be significant. That's not something you could do now. You would have to wait years to be able to pull that trigger because I think there needs to be a rebuilding of Christina because it as Christina currently exists, there is no way that she could successfully run that business for any length of time before it all just kind of crumble apart. Like she's just too impulsive and too rash, and certainly she takes traits from Sunny, but
Yeah.
Sunny definitely has. I mean, Sunny's successfully run that business for this long, for a reason. And I just know Christina does not have what it takes to be able to operate at that level as she exists. I think you'd need to lay some groundwork. If the show put in a couple years, kind of building up Christina to that, I could buy it. But if you were to say 6 months from now, he's going to pass her over to Christina and then leave, like, ugh, then for sure that business is just, is crumbling.
I agree. I get it. I'm just saying. I tell you what I hear. That's all I hear. That's all I've heard that. So
For sure, like if fingers crossed, this show lasts another 10 years, 10, 15 years, and Maurice wants to move on. Sonny retires, somewhere off camera. Then yes, you want to keep the mob as an active part. Then sure, have Christina take it over, keep it in the family, but it would just need to. You would need to write Christina where she would be much more competent than she is now.
much more. What are we missing? Did we get everything? We're missing.
I think we
I
did.
think we got everything. Yeah, we got everything.
I mean, I did like Portia reaching out to Brad, saying, "Hey, look for that."
Oh yeah, that's a good scene. That's
Yeah.
right. Go ahead.
So I did like that. I was like, all right, glad to see Brad getting a little bit out of the doghouse so giving him these responsibilities to kind of help ingratiating more, so it's not always everybody's antagonistic towards Brad all the time.
That was a good scene actually. They are learning to use each other in good ways. Like it's just like I trust you, and the thing is, I think Bradley does want to turn over a new leaf and be respected. He wants that and be his own man. So these jobs that she's giving him, he's happy. He's like, I'm happy to do it. I want to do it. I want to become this. I want you to try. I can see them becoming friends at some point. It's kind of funny. They become like friendly colleagues where it's like, you took care of me, I took care of you, blah, blah. And apparently he's doing good work. That's the whole thing. So, and Brandy's new friend since Brit's gone. So, him and Maxie have never talked to her again. That didn't happen.
I know.
So Brit's wishes aren't happening at all. Um, but if him and Pasha become unlikely frenemy or friend, I can see that because they have a little chemistry there of some sort of kind of that adversarial. I mean, she's trying to figure what's going on, and he wants to please. He really does.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of good. But I just thought that he's like, well, this is my Aunt Selena. That's it. I'm out, everything. But Lucas is melting a little bit too. Lucas is
Oh,
melting a little bit.
I mean, who would? I mean, come on, Perry
Oh,
show.
and Portia stared Cyrus down in that elevator. And Stella takes yoga.
That Kai stuff is the pits.
I
Like
agree.
it's just a shame. It's just
I agree.
oh,
I
come
agree.
on.
It is not doing anything for me whatsoever.
No, and for Trina, it's just, yes, it's great to see Trina moving on, but Kai is just not, they've just not made this character at all interesting enough for me to care about what's going on with him.
I
Thank
agree with you.
goodness he hurt his shoulder, James, so he can, spend one more year at PCU. Hooray!
I'm taking my hat off for that.
That's right. There we go.
I'm letting my hair down. I'm letting my hat off. Now. It's getting warmer in here. No, yeah, the kind, yeah, I'm just not. They don't know what to. They don't know what to do. It's so how. What's crazy to me is how well you can write for these people over here, but it's like just bland over here. Yes, it's kind of cool. Like Stella likes Kai, and they have like a little relationship. That's fine, but it's all because of Trina, and she's like a schoolgirl. It's not working. It's just not working for me. They don't do with the kids, the younger. They don't say kids, the young adults. It's like Joss now she finally has something to do, so that's good. But Gio's just floundering, Emma's floundering, and now we got Trina kind of floundering. So I don't know. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Please do something with the next generation. We gotta get us more invested in them.
I agree. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not. I'm just not a big fan. Um, yeah, because we talked about Stella Stella and Tracey talked. And it was sad. It was cool. They're getting they're friends. That was good. That was a good one too.
Yeah.
Um, I know. I mean, I think it's everything. I
I
think.
think that is it. And we're just going to see how long Tracy stays behind bars this week and what she does when she
Yeah,
gets out.
that's gonna be very interesting. I'm like, okay, yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
gonna be
Ned will
very.
be happy about it. He'll be excited. So it'll be good.
Oh my God, Ned hates Drew already as it is,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Ooh, woo, because Ned hates him some Drew, already. So that should be fun actually. Be fun.
Oh, yeah. I do like Drew feels that he's entitled to all the, like, hey, all the other quartermates did this, but when I do it, it's bad. Like, yeah, sorry, Drew. Wah, wah.
It's like no, it's bad because it's you. That's why it's bad. You're not a good person. You're bad. Uh, he is. Oh, he's too much. Um, so I was ordering myself some Taco Bell because I'm hungry.
Oh, well,
I
yes.
was like, I'm hungry. I'm gonna order some Taco Bell real quick. But anyway, so I just did that. Um, I feel bad for Tracy's cellmate. Do you think the show knew Leslie was going to pass? I have no idea. Jane Elliott was the star of the week. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree. No, again. We just praised her. It's her birthday week. Everything we praise her. It's gonna be good. Folks, tomorrow is the inauguration. It's also Martin King Jr. birthday day or whatever. There may or may not be shows tomorrow. Besides days, it's on streaming. I have no idea. We'll find out tomorrow. I have no idea.
I believe I saw that, yeah, that they're being preempted for the inauguration for tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's not fun. So there'll be no shows tomorrow, but Tuesday they'll go on from there. If you want to watch me and Frank on this Thursday night with John Dunphy, we're doing our last episode of the Skeleton Crew after show. And so make sure you check out that. Sign up for my Zooms or underneath this video. Sign up for a Zoom on Saturday if you want to come. If you can't make it, they can make a donation. Make a donation to me. Any amount is fine. We'll take whatever. There's plenty of stuff to go around here in Los Angeles. They're all gonna need help. Frank, the emails, the first of the year. I almost forgot. Thanks for reminding me. I did almost forgot.
Uh,
It's
Here we
like,
go.
guys, 329,968. 329,968.
Starting the new year, right? Well, guys, we're I guess we're going to 400,000. Join us this year as we're on the road.
He said, Frank, you're too much. You are too much. But yeah, he's in there. We're heading for 350. That's what we're heading for.
Yeah, 400 or bust. That's the
My God. Um, Frank, where can they find you and all your goodness?
find me on all social media at Happy Go Jackie, and keep your eyes out at your local bookstores come some point in Aprilish, I believe. Somewhere between April and June. That'll be the Art of X-Men 97 book coming out at your local book provider. So lots of great art and some cool write-ups about some of the ideas and inspirations I went into making the show.
That's exciting. Actually, that's exciting. Um, Frank, are those your unlistened? No, he said this is as emails. He said, are those your unlistened?
They're all
Voice-
emails, or I guess
They're all,
maybe my unlooked at, probably just my unlooked at, I suppose.
yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
yes. He's like, I'll just mark all red. He's got mark all
Yep.
red, select all red.
There you
There you
go. Uh,
go.
yeah.
Yes. So you guys enjoy Edition Days. I will talk to you all later. We'll talk to you later. We'll see you next week. Bye.